have just attended a recent ACAMS event, and one thing is clear. With AMLA just around the corner, there's going to be a much stronger focus on how well institutions are equipped with technology. So if you work in compliance and you're starting to realize that, maybe my systems are not quite there yet, but you also don't even know where to begin, well, this video is for you. I get it. Your job is about regulations, risks, and keeping your institution compliant. It's not about building a technology stack. And yet the two are completely tied together, and you can no longer separate compliance from technology. But before you start panicking or jumping into vendor demos, let's go through this logically. We'll start with what regulators are already expecting, and then we're going to take a look at what good transaction monitoring systems should include. And finally, we'll talk about what to do next, whether that's building in-house systems or outsourcing it from a vendor. Let's start with the big picture, because AMLA isn't introducing entirely new concepts. It is reinforcing the expectations that are already there. Regulators like FATF, the European Commission, and the Basel Committee have all made it clear. Monitoring must be ongoing, risk-based, and fully documented. They expect institutions to have complete coverage across all products and customer types, integration between monitoring and KYC data, and audit trails that prove every decision was justified. Manual reviews and Excel-based monitoring is simply not good enough. Supervisors are expecting automation, especially when it comes to ongoing due diligence and real-time monitoring. So if your current systems can't yet demonstrate traceability, integration, or automated workflows, this is the first thing you must flag internally, because it will be noticed later. Once you understand the expectations, well, the next logical question we have to ask is, what does a strong transaction monitoring system even looks like? Well, first of all, it needs to cover all transaction types. Domestic, cross-border, card, crypto, instant payments, and it needs to do this with customer and counterparty context in mind. It should automatically segment customers and activities by risk and automatically adjust the thresholds when the profiles change. Basically, your system should evolve alongside your customers. You also need flexibility. You should be able to build your own rules and test them, instead of relying on rigid rule systems that don't even match your institution's risk appetite. It should support both real-time monitoring and batch monitoring, because instant payments need instant checks, but periodic, deeper analysis do still matter. And your alerts should flow through one streamlined workflow, directly from detection to investigation to escalation, with a transparent audit trail showing who did what and when. And let's not forget it should directly link to your KYC and CDD data, so that the system knows what a normal behavior looks like for each customer. Reporting is another big one. You should be able to automatically generate SARs in whatever format is requested by your regulator. And of course, security is a non-negotiable. Scalability matters too. If you are planning to grow, as any other business does, you need a system that won't slow down or break under heavier transaction volumes. Additionally, it should connect seamlessly with your other systems, like your core banking platform, CRM, and screening tools. Now, if you're missing few of these capabilities, that is a strong indicator that your tech stack is not quite ready for AMLA. So what do? Buy or build? These are the only two options that you have. You either build a system in-house or go with a provider that already does this. I vote for buying. It's simply because if you choose to build in-house, you are essentially building a whole product, and that comes with its own set of challenges that most teams don't see coming. The first one is cost. What starts as a small internal project often turns into a multi-year commitment. You will need hardware, cloud infrastructure, enormous amount of developer time, licenses, testing, and ongoing maintenance. And speaking of developers, you will actually need someone who understands both compliance logic and data modeling. Granted, you have someone who has both this understanding and logic, they might struggle with the data integration. Different systems store information in different formats, and reconciling all that data alone can take months. Auditability and explainability are also a lot more difficult than they seem. Regulators will be asking you to explain how your models work, why they flagged certain cases, and what logic sits behind every scenario. And all that needs to be documented. And then there's the knowledge gap. Let's say if you have 1 or 2 developers that hold all that knowledge, in case if they leave, your own systems will become a black box. And I have to warn you, the work doesn't stop once the system goes live. You will need to continuously debug, patch, and revalidate it. And that's a huge operational cost that people just don't think about when they start it. And this is exactly why companies like ComplyTech exist. So you can focus on actual compliance, and we can take care of the technology side. If you want to dig deeper into what a good transaction monitoring system should cover, I will drop a link in comments below. Thanks for watching.